let me introduce our next speaker, Mr. Michael Ye, Senior Director, Automotive BU of Pegatron Corporation. He'll be covering Taiwan EV supply chain advantages and opportunities. Let us welcome Mr. Michael Ye.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Chen and Mr. Jordan. My name is Michael. I'm representing from Pegatron to share our view for the opportunities and advantage for Taiwan EV supply chain. So today we will go through a couple of the topics. First of all, we will have an overview of the global automotive industry. And we are talking about the trend and the development of the current electric vehicle dynamics. Then we will figure out the supply chain structure is under transformation and reshape. Then we are going to try to work out together for the Taiwan EV supply chain advantage and the opportunity for all the automotive industry. Then we are going to talk about the beyond the current EV loads like the motor, electronic, battery, and the power, even though the autonomous drive. Okay. So this is last 10 years global sales trend. So in 2020, the global automotive market is impacted by the pandemic. As a result, the YOY was declined about negative 13%. But fortunately, in the 2021, it grows back, and the sense for the vaccine population and the government economy policies then help the overall industry back to positive, which is a 3.08%. So this is the top 10 countries of the car sale volume. So in 2021, China just ending the 3 years decline with a strong EV demand by 1.55 times year-per-year performance. For United States, Japan, and Germany, I think they all impacted by the automobile chip shortage. Even though for Japan, they are facing furthermore challenge on the supply chain because of the Southeast Asian automotive supply chain is sufficient of the capacity. So Canada looks is in very pretty good shape. Even though we are in the ranking number 10, but we still have a very strong demand for the automotive industry. So this is a global top 10 sales automotive makers. So Toyota is still on the number 1 with a very good, strong YOY growth. And Suzuki is located in number 10, but we may put a little more focus on this because Suzuki is growing and invest a lot in India region. So there's a lot of very, quite much strong demand on this, especially for the small car. So this is the top 10 global automotive parts supplier ranking. As we can see, those are the tier 1s with all growth, very pretty good growth with YOY growth. And our Magna in Canada is located in the ranking number 4, which is a very good positioning. And I think from Japan is one of the only supplier which comes with a negative growth. So talking about the trend and the development of the EV. So overall, in 2021, sales about 6.75 million with annual growth 108%. For China, the EV growth rate is over 154%. In Europe, still selling pretty good with a very strong demand, which is leading by the VAG Group. I think the VAG Group already leading the Europe industry transfer from traditional vehicle to the electrical vehicle. So as we can see, this is a ranking of those top EV selling. Tesla still on the ranking #1, and the Volkswagen is stay in stage 2. And for the China, they located in the SAIC and the BYD, which is the 3rd and the 4th. But we can see that in China, they have pretty strong demand because if we count ranking 3 and the 4 together, which will be larger than the ranking #1. Okay, so let's talk about the supply chain structure transformation and the reshape. So as we all know, the traditional automakers was, the supply chain structure is fixed, which was leading by the Tier 1. But with those new EV startup companies, the overall supply chain structure already being reshaped and changed. Because most of the EV companies, they own the software technology and own the overall design of the whole automotive structure. In addition, the China and the US trade war is kind of impact. They are going to reshape the overall automotive supply chain landscape. So let's talk about the Taiwan EV supply chain and the advantage and the opportunities. So this is the supply chain map for the electronics, and the battery in Taiwan. So this is a summary. For most of the Taiwan, more focused on the motor, transmission, powertrain, and the battery management system. In the center of the Taiwan, with the strong energy of the precision machinery industry, there are a lot of the outstanding transmission supplier, like the transmission gear set, has a very outstanding supplier in the center of the Taiwan. And I think for the south of the Taiwan, it's more focused on the material. So in addition to above, Taiwan also have up to 800 invisible champions from different fields for the automotive industry. It includes the automotive illumination, seat interior, like the automotive optical, display, SUD, even though the transmission gear set and the oil seal. Those are the very outstanding supplier which is already entered the global automotive supply chain. So these are the advantage of the Taiwan EV supply chain. As we can see, the length of the overall Taiwan to the north to south is only 356 kilometers. Also, the space of the Taiwan is just one of the 277 of the Canada, the space. Canada is 277 times of the Taiwan. So, which means we have extremely high density automotive industry cluster. And we also have the mature EV component supply chain for global automakers. And we also have the very strong ICT energy for cross-industry injection. So this is the ongoing and the future opportunity. We believe the overall coming vehicle will design more with intelligent electrification and the integration. Also, Taiwan has a very fast and flexible supply chain management experience. No matter from software and the hardware, like for software like the IC design, PCBA design, or even though the car computers. But for hardware, we also have a very strong passive component supply chain, all-in-one motor, AI image process, display, and even though the millimeter wave radar. So currently, worldwide supply chain reorganization, like the China and the United States trade war, will have tariff barriers and high-tech export control, even though less IP protection. But for Taiwan, I think we have extremely high confidence for the IP protection compared to the others. So we talk about the electronics, battery, even though autonomous drive a lot. So what will be the next for the Taiwan supply chain opportunity? So smart vehicle become an important development direction of the global autonomous industry. So a lot of the relevant incentive policy and the standard just announced. So like the Euro NCAP, they define in 2020, driving monitor is a must for Euro 5-star certification. And in 2023, in-car child detection will be one of the scoring criteria. And China NCAP will be also effective in the 2025. So as we can see, the demand is expanding from the monitor and the warning system demand, which is expanding from driver, passenger, even though the child left behind in the car. So the technology demand will be more like the wide-range camera, millimeter wave radar, and the deep learning algorithm for information conversion and analysis. So trend of the intelligent development, which will be need hardware with great computing performance. AI consists by algorithm, and the precision of the various sensor consists by various sensor algorithm. The third one will be the reliable OS, like the BlackBerry from Canada, which should be one of the best choice from the industry. Also, the AIO system with cybersecurity, which is extremely important for the future. Okay, so following is one of the Pegatron current focusing portfolio, which is eBus smart copy system. As you can see, it will be not only designed into the cabin, but also need to integrate a lot for the outside the car outside the car sensors. So this is not just the simple integration, and we also need to have a further level to engage with the OS, even though the cybersecurity implementation for the future. Okay. So this is my last page. So Pegatron is one of the partner member of the TADA. And we are playing the role of the leadership of the power, electronic, and the control. So we also have a bunch of the very outstanding supply chain. Is a strategic partner with us. So we are looking for the furthermore engagement opportunity for the future to bring the win-win for the overall or for the future. Thank you.